The day starts like any other, with the main character walking to campus. He enjoys the quiet mornings, the soft rustle of leaves, and the cool breeze. It's his favorite part of the day, a chance to be alone with his thoughts. But that peace never lasts long. Just as he sits on a bench, sipping his coffee, a loud and cheerful voice calls out to him. It's her again. She appears out of nowhere, as she always does, full of energy and completely disrupting his calm. "Why are you sitting here alone? Don't you get bored?" she teases. He sighs, knowing his quiet morning is over. As they walk to class, she's chattering nonstop about her plans for the day. The main character wonders why she insists on hanging around him so much. "Don't you have other friends?" he asks, half joking. She grins and replies, but you're the most fun to bother." Later in the cafeteria, she decides to sit right next to him, even though there are plenty of empty seats. She keeps poking at his food, making silly jokes and trying to get a reaction out of him. He tries to ignore her antics, but her laughter is contagious. He finds himself smiling despite his efforts to stay serious. But why? Does she always act this way? Is there something more to her constant teasing? One day, she convinces him to go shopping with her. He reluctantly agrees, thinking it'll just be a quick trip. He couldn't be more wrong. She drags him from one store to another, trying on outfits and asking for his opinion. He can't figure out why she values his input so much. At one point, she picks up a silly hat and puts it on him. "Perfect!" she exclaims, laughing so hard she can barely stand. She rolls his eyes, but deep down he's happy to see her having fun. Their dynamic confuses him. On one hand, she drives him crazy with her loud personality. On the other, her presence makes his days feel less lonely. One afternoon, they decide to visit the local arcade. She challenges him to every game, from racing simulators to claw machines. Surprisingly, she's incredibly competitive, refusing to lose even once. "Are you afraid of losing to me?" she taunts as she grabs the controls. He smirks and focuses on the game. The intensity of their battles draws a small crowd, cheering them on as they face off in a final round. When he barely wins, she pouts, claiming he only got lucky. "Is that why you always hang out with me?" he asks. "To find someone to beat you at games?" She doesn't answer directly, instead grabbing his arm and dragging him to another machine. "Come on, let's play this one," she says with a grin. As the days go by, he starts noticing small things about her. Despite her loud and playful nature, she has moments of thoughtfulness, like the time she brought him a coffee when he forgot his wallet, or the way she helped a lost freshman find their classroom. It makes him wonder what's really going on behind her cheerful smile. One evening, they sit on a park bench, watching the sunset after a busy day. For once, she's quiet, simply enjoying the view. He decides to ask her something that's been on his mind. "Why do you spend so much time with me? Don't you get tired of my company?" She looks at him, her smile softer this time. "Because it's fun being with you," she says simply. "You're not boring like you think you are." Her words catch him off guard. He doesn't know how to respond, so he just looks away, pretending to watch the sunset. The next day, she's back to her usual self, pulling him into all kinds of silly adventures. From trying bizarre food at a festival to getting lost on a hiking trail, her enthusiasm never fades. But one evening, when she suddenly cancels their plans, he feels strange. It's quiet, too quiet. He realizes he's gotten used to her being around, her laughter filling the silence. What would his days be like without her? When they meet up again, she notices he's quieter than usual. "What's wrong?" she asks, tilting her head. He shrugs, unsure how to explain. But before he can say anything, she smiles and says, "Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere." Her words reassure him in a way he didn't expect. Maybe, just maybe, he's starting to enjoy her company more than he thought. The more time they spend together, the more he starts to see her not just as a loud and playful friend, but as someone who genuinely cares. Her teasing feels less annoying, and more like her way of showing affection. By the end of the season, he realizes that his once quiet life feels brighter with her in it. She may drive him crazy at times, but he wouldn't trade their time together for anything. What do you think? Can opposites really become close friends, or is there something more behind their bond? If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let us know in the comments, what would you do if someone like her entered your life?